So there are some brand new developments in this YNW Melly case. YNW Bortlen has accepted the plea deal. So here's everything that we know about it so far. Cortland Henry, better known as YNW Bortlen, recently agreed to a plea deal that will dramatically alter his fate. Bortlen took the deal, which comes as part of the ongoing years-long double murder case against longtime associate and friend YNW Melly on September 9th. It was a rather shocking update as the charges against him were so significant. His trial was set to begin on September 10th if he didn't accept the life-changing and potentially life-saving offer presented to him just 5 days before. The terms come with several drop charges, including 2 counts of first-degree murder that have landed him in prison for the rest of his life if convicted. And of course, the deal may also have some potential ramifications for Melly's pending retrial, which recently got delayed by another 16 months to January 2027 after being set to start on the same day as Bortlen's trial. So what are the details behind this unexpected outcome, and how will this affect the future of the two co-defendants as they continue to navigate Florida's legal system? In 2019, YNW Bortlen and YNW Melly both got arrested. The police department cited a potential connection to the 2018 shooting deaths of fellow YNW crew members Juvie, whose real name is Christopher Thomas Jr., and Sack Chaser, whose real name is Anthony Williams. Authorities charged Bortlen with 2 counts of first-degree murder, as well as 2 counts of accessory. Melly was also charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. In 2023, Bortlen got hit with a witness tampering charge, as well as being accused of directing the activities of a criminal gang. On top of allegedly killing Juvie and Sack Chaser, Bortlen and Melly also had to field allegations of staging it in a way that would lead most to write it off as a drive-by. Melly's initial trial began in June 2023. Prosecutors argued that forensic and video evidence both supported the conclusion that he killed his former friends. Melly's defense team maintained what happened was a drive-by without his involvement. After a process that lasted nearly 6 weeks and came with 3 days of deliberation, the jury could not come to a unanimous decision. As a result, the judge declared a mistrial. Bortlen's trial was set to begin on September 10, 2025, over 2 years after Melly's first one took place. However, he made a much safer decision. Under the terms of the plea deal, prosecutors threw out the first-degree murder charges. That, of course, meant that the threat of mandatory life sentence was no more. Additionally, Bortlen pleaded no contest to much less severe charges. Those included 1 count of witness tampering, 2 counts of accessory, and 1 count of unlawful use of a two-way communication device. All in all, he received 10 years in prison and 6 of probation, which will run concurrently, while also receiving credit for time served. So he's already served a few years, so he'll only do about 6 years in prison or so because he's already been in there for 4. The deal also requires Bortlen to provide a sworn statement about his role in the events. Importantly, for Melly's pending retrial, he has no obligation to testify against his co-defendant. John M. Williams, the lawyer for the family of YNW Sack Chaser, confirmed that they have already asked Bortlen's side for his deposition. Williams expressed fear for Bortlen's safety and hopes to have the statement delivered within the next 30 days. Bortlen's authority, Joe Nascimento, emphasized that the no contest plea is not an admission of guilt, instead saying it was in Bortlen's best interest in the statement to Pitchfork. Furthermore, prosecutors could not use anything he says in the statement against him or others during Melly's retrial. So Melly's situation remains largely unchanged. Despite what is ultimately a legal win for YNW Bortlen, he'll remain in Broward County Jail until the beginning of 2027. A plea deal has not been presented to him. It also does not feel like there's much potential for that to happen in the coming months. This is a major case with plenty of moving parts and one where prosecutors have already failed to secure an explicit criminal conviction for a defendant. In the event that Melly is found guilty, the death penalty remains a distinct possibility. However, as previously mentioned, Bortlen's deal comes with no requirement to testify against his longtime ally. Because of that, it feels safe to assume that a potentially damaging testimony against Melly by Bortlen will simply not happen. So this is a quote by Bortlen. He says, "What the F I look like taking a deal that's hurting my friend?" I obviously had to bleep out some of the words that were in there. Bortlen asked in a recent freestyle. So Joe Nascimento gave a lengthy statement to 1090 Jake, reiterating his client's words. And he said that Bortlen is not going to sit down and give a lengthy proffer or answer questions about what he would testify to if he were called as a witness. Because he didn't anticipate him being called as a witness at any trial or any hearing, especially not when involving Melly. Nascimento said, in part, "What I can tell you is that Bortlen is not going to implicate anybody else. He's not going to provide information against anyone else. Since Bortlen has already served 4 years in jail, his earliest possible release could be around the end of 2031. As more updates about the YNW Melly case and his retrial continue to emerge, let me know what you think of the whole YNW Melly situation. Let me know if you guys think that him and Bortlen really did kill their friends. Let me know if you think it really was a drive-by. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.